My name is Maninder Gill, and I'm the Director for Social Development at the World Bank. I'm also very proud to coordinate the World Bank Group's Task Force on Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity, or SOGI. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and intersex, or LGBTI people have made tremendous progress globally in claiming rights and inclusion. But stigma, discrimination, and too often violence are still everyday realities for many LGBTI people. In over 60 countries, discrimination extends even to the criminalization of people for no other reason than their sexual orientation and gender identity, or SOGI. Time and again, empirical evidence has shown that exclusion based on characteristics such as gender, sexual orientation, disability, race, ethnicity, and religion is not only unjust, it also increases poverty and impedes economic growth. Therefore, SOGI inclusion is not only a fundamental social justice issue, but also a critical economic issue that is vital to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, as well as the World Bank's twin goals of ending extreme poverty and boosting shared prosperity. At the World Bank Group, the SOGI Task Force has been instrumental in creating a coherent, institution-wide approach to moving the needle on social inclusion. Established in 2015, the SOGI Task Force serves as an institutional resource for World Bank Group leadership and country teams. It includes senior seasoned staff representing global practices and other units, as well as representatives of the World Bank's official LGBTI employee resource group, GLOBE. The objectives of the task force are to provide informal advice to World Bank leadership as requested and to support all parts of the institution on SOGI-related issues, and also to foster collaboration with external actors and internally between various parts of the bank to promote SOGI inclusion in the World Bank Group's analytical and operational work. As part of our efforts to build a coherent approach to SOGI inclusion, the task force regularly engages with LGBTI civil society organizations from around the world, especially in countries in which the World Bank works. As the chair of the SOGI task force, I'm delighted to introduce to you the amazing task force members we have who continue to play leadership roles in our mission to minimize SOGI-based exclusion and to foster an environment in which LGBTI people can contribute fully to their communities and economies. Thank you very much.
I'm Karen Groen, Senior Director for Gender at the World Bank Group. For me, SOGI inclusion is a gender issue. Like gender equality being smart economics, SOGI inclusion is smart economics. When all individuals, male, female, regardless of sexual orientation and gender identity, can fully participate in the economy, all economies win and all people win.
I'm Ulrich Zahau. I'm the World Bank's Country Director for Colombia and Venezuela, based here in Bogota. LGBT people are among the very poorest and most fragile and vulnerable people in the world. This is true in many of the countries we work in. And for me, SOGI, our task force for sexual orientation and gender identity, really is a mechanism to pull together within the World Bank Group the very best knowledge, the very best experience that we can pull together to help those people in our countries. That's what SOGI is about. That's what's most important. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Afshan Kawaja. I am the Manager for Environmental and Social Standards in the Operational Policy Department of the World Bank. I led the team that helped prepare the new Environmental and Social Framework, the ESF, for the World Bank. There are very many exciting things about the new ESF for the bank. One thing in particular that I'm most excited about is the increased emphasis that it places on assessing the risk and impacts to disadvantaged and vulnerable groups, and especially discrimination on the basis of SOGI.
My name is Rano Seligman. I'm a manager in the Governance Global Practice working in the Middle East and North Africa region of the World Bank. SOGI inclusion matters because there's still a lot of work to do to ensure that LGBTI people are included in the delivery of public services. This means three things. First, working to combat discrimination on a day-to-day basis. Second, making sure that public sector institutions become more inclusive. And third, working to address the stereotypes and prejudice that fuel discrimination and violence.
Hi, my name is Kelly Videlska and I'm the Global Head of Knowledge and Learning for the International Finance Corporation, the private sector arm of the World Bank Group. SOGI inclusion matters because everyone, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, should have access to education, to healthcare, to jobs, to finance, and to become a full member of society and part of a country's human capital. The private sector has an incredibly important part to play as a key driver of economic growth and prosperity. And I believe inclusion is good for business, as it allows an organisation to access and make best use of its available talent.
Hello, my name is Jason Weaver and I'm a Senior Education Specialist in the Education Global Practice and a member of the Human Capital Project's global team.
And I'm Jeffrey Waite, an advisor with the Education Global Practice, and SOGI inclusion matters to me because all children, all young people need to be able to go to school, feel safe at school, and most of all, be able to learn. However they present, however they identify, whoever they are.
And SOGI inclusion matters to me because education can change the course of a child's life. And school is hard enough without the haunting feeling that you don't belong.
Hello, my name is Maria Elena Garcia Mora, and I'm a Senior Social Development Specialist working in the Social Development team in the Latin American Caribbean region. SOGI inclusion matters because one's identity should not drive your development outcomes. Data from Uruguay shows that despite having a robust legal and institutional framework to combat discrimination and promote equality, transgender people are lagging behind in most development outcomes. One's identity should not determine how you fare in life.
Hello, my name is Renos Vakis. I co-lead the Mind, Behavior and Development unit here at the World Bank, which is the behavior science unit. Such inclusion to me matters because it's really at the heart of what behavioral science is trying to do, which is to create a world where attitudes and norms in our societies enhance, promote and give voice, empowerment and opportunities to everyone.
Hello, my name is Juan Carlos Izaguirre and I'm the Vice President of GLOBE, the Employee Business Resource Group for LGBT+ staff.
And my name is Anne-Sophie Espersen. I'm the President of GLOBE. SOGI inclusion matters because the World Bank has much more impact when we walk the talk. We need to practice inclusion internally to have legitimacy when we work on SOGI inclusion externally.
And SOGI inclusion also matters because in order to achieve our shared prosperity goal, we need to listen to carefully and pay attention to the most vulnerable and marginalized population, such as the LGBT community.
Hi. I am Fernando Montenegro Torres, and I represent the Health, Nutrition, and Population Global Practice in the task force. Barriers to access healthcare services, including reproductive, sexual, and mental health, have a particularly negative effect on LGBTI people, their families, and their communities. These barriers not only impact individuals, but also societies and economies, ensuring that all people, including LGBTI people, have access to the healthcare they need without suffering financial hardship or stigma is an integral part of broader poverty reduction efforts and universal health coverage.
Hi, I'm Nick Menzies. I'm a Senior Governance Specialist here at the World Bank, working in Latin America and the Caribbean. I'm a gay man, and I'm fortunate to have a family who loves me, to work in an organization that respects LGBTI people, and to live in a place where I can marry the man that I love. Sadly, this is not the case for so many LGBTI people all around the world. And as Amartya Sen says, development is freedom. And we all should have the freedom to be able to express ourselves and live the way that we truly are.
My name is Clifton Cortez, and I'm the Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity Global Advisor of the World Bank Group. The bank created my position because it recognizes that many people around the world are excluded from the benefits of development or even participation in development because of their sexual orientation or gender identity, real or perceived, or perhaps their gender expression, or if they're intersex people, sex characteristics. My job in the bank is to support bank teams in their work in support of clients to ensure SOGI inclusion. I'm happy you were able to meet all the members of the SOGI task force, and I want you to always remember something we remember in the bank. SOGI inclusion matters.